Michelle, tell me. Why do you think this is your fault? What is this curse? Your curse. It isn't the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there?
Can you hear me? Morgana? Morgana? Please, say something. Morgana! Your predictions, they were right. I was a fool. You can laugh at me all you want. So please, say something. Frank.
Death! Death to the unholy one!
David. Things about different people.
Death to the heretic!
Duck.
Death to the witch!
Why won't you answer me, Morgana? Why can't I feel you there beside me? You said you would help me when I came for it. Well, here I am, begging for your help. Please, come back to me. Just this once. I know you're there somewhere. Please, before they break down the door.
Michelle. I'm all right. It's okay, Michelle. I'm not scared. You're here with me, after all. I'm fine. It's all fine. So please, hold me until it's... Please, stay with me.
Michelle, my dear, why would you ever believe that fairy tale nonsense? Why would you ever think a wonderful future awaited you?
Morgana.
Here you are now, wretched, pitiful. For that you have my sympathy. I will help you in your time of need.
Finally, you speak.
Michelle?
I can feel the despair emanating from you. You hate it. It kills you. This is how you're rewarded. For fighting to be yourself. You know exactly who set those knights, don't you? They rejected you. Rejected what you are.
Hey, Michelle, are you alright?
Your family, unable to accept your body and heart, branded you a heretic and turned you over to the church.
Yes, they did.
And did you hear what the knights were saying? They even accused you of being a witch, taken my sins and placed them on you.
Come back to me, Michelle.
You hate them, don't you? You want to curse them, don't you? You want to kill them, don't you? I shall grant you that wish. Out of your hatred and despair, I shall make my own wish. And That wish shall become a curse upon your family's wicked souls.
You will grant my wish then, Morgana?
Yes, absolutely. Tell me what it is you want, my poor little darling.
Michelle!
Let your contempt flow free. Give me the names of those who you want cursed.
I want you to protect her.
Excuse me?
If they find her, she'll be accused of abetting a witch and executed as well. So please, use your power to keep her safe. You said you would grant my wish, did you not?
That was not the wish I was hoping for.
I know, but that's the wish I want you to grant. Morgana!
Then offer me something in return. Such a disappointing wish will require a sacrifice. Step beyond that door, my dear, and witness ultimate despair.
That was my plan, anyway. So long as I'm considered a heretic and marked for death, I being alive puts Giselle in danger.
Indeed it does. Yet you are here, taking like a scared little child.
Of course I'm scared. There isn't a single person who doesn't fear death. Please, keep her safe. You're the only one who can help me, Morgana.
You have my word. From this moment, I vow to protect her life.
Thank you. Giselle? Please hear me out, Giselle. I never thought anything good would become my life. I never thought I would find anyone who truly understood me, who would be happy to have my love. For that, I hated the world. I was in constant torment, living in the shadows. But then, a single ray of light shone down on me.
Michelle.
You, Giselle. You delivered me from the darkness. I'm scared, Giselle. I'm terrified. I used to think my life was meaningless, that it didn't matter if I lived or died. But now, I can't stop shaking.
That's perfectly normal. I'm scared to death too, but
What scares me most is losing you.
Michelle.
So please, allow me to repay you. I said I would do anything for you. So let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. So give me one final chance.
Michelle! What are you doing? Get back in here, Michelle! What? Why? The door... I can't open it. Michelle! Michelle! What did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here.
I guess I really can't perform miracles, Morgana.
I don't want to lose you either.
I know that. By doing this, I will bring you pain, Giselle. I can't make you happy, no matter how hard I try. And I realize that now.
Say something, Michelle! You're out there, aren't you? Please. Please don't do anything rash. They're gonna kill you if you're out there.
Giselle, the witch told me
What?
that she would ensure your safety.
Michelle, she isn't real. There is no witch talking to you. It is all in your head. A figment of your imagination created to alleviate all of your loneliness.
Rest assured, she does not lie.
Michelle!
Pray that someday she would get past this, to move on with her life. She needs to know that that's what I want. I have to find the right words. I'm pathetic. My voice is so shaky. Please listen. You are a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You're not to blame for how difficult your life has been. Most of the fault lies with me, and a bit of bad fortune. But that's all behind you now. Once this is over, you can start anew.
What are you talking about?
So, survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life and always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you.
No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you.
I don't want to let you die. Frank. Frank.
There it is!
David.
Death to the heretic!
Doug.
Death to the heretic!
James.
Death to the heretic!
Get back in here, Michelle. Open the door. If my choice is to live on without you, I'd rather...
Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family.
Why?
Because you have a good family. You have a mother and a sister who love you. And you'll be executed here with me. You'll be marked as a heretic as well. Your family will be condemned. I don't want anyone else to suffer that kind of disgrace. I can't tell you any of that, because I don't want you looking into why I am a heretic. So this is where we part ways, Giselle. Thank you, Giselle, for bringing light to my world.
Don't say that.
The year we shared together, and the months since our relationship blossomed, have been the brightest days of my life. But if there's a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. And this time, we can find each other once more in another world, in a body that better suits me.
Michelle!
Nolan. Nolan?
Michelle?
I thought I was prepared. I was doing something good, something I could be proud of. I would give my life for her with head held high. But it wasn't long before I realized what the witch had meant. What she had warned me about. What she had said ultimate despair waited beyond this door.
It is our holy duty as knights of the church to deliver punishment unto the heathen who has made a pact with the devil. You are sentenced to death, your body to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven.
Why? What are you doing here? I stared up at the night, eyes wide, for the voice from within the helm. Didier, belonged to my elder brother.
You shall now be executed. Do you have any final words?
I knew well enough that mother was not in her right mind, while her refusal to accept me hurt. At the same time, I had somewhat expected it. It made sense to me. In her madness, Mother had declared me a heretic and reported me to the church. But this? But Didier...
Men wield swords and fight against dangerous enemies. And they do so to protect the weak, women and children. I am here to protect you and your mother.
What are you doing here? Why are you pointing your sword at me? Are you smiling behind that cold steel helm? Frowning? Or staring expressionlessly?
Though your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept. With enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before. Just like it did for myself and Georges. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing.
You said we all go back to normal eventually. Can I trust that you and the whole world said I'm cursed? Will you always be on my side? Will you always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier, George.
Absolutely you can, Michelle. I swear to God on high.
Did your vow have any meaning at all? I spent years in this dark house waiting, believing you would come through for me. So why are you standing there, a half dozen knives at your back, saying I'm to be executed? Why? Didier. Do not cry. Don't you dare cry, Michelle. You're standing here in front of this door as a man protecting the woman he loves. So you mustn't cry. Who is it you sentencing to death? Michelle Bollinger or...
A demon child, naturally. Or a witch, perhaps.
But why? I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child. Then what am I? What on earth am I?
What are you? You're
Uncle AJ. You're our family. And that's all there is to it.
I thought we were brothers.
Our familial bonds have long since been severed, cursed witch.
Now I see, Giselle. This world never had a place for me. I was never welcome here.
Kill him!
So many blades pierced my flesh. Didier's sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, arrows in both of my legs. I could hardly even tell it hurt anymore. But the pain from within was much clearer. My heart cracked audibly before shattering completely. Don't cry. Do not cry. Tears only make me more pitiful. So don't you cry, Michelle. Don't cry. I believed in you. Today, I was younger. I idolized you. Those broad shoulders, muscular arms, gentle eyes. Everything you said. Your simple but pure desire to become a knight. I thought, if I could be like you, then I could be proud of who I was. Though that may have faded somewhat after being locked away for so long, my adoration for you never went away. I thought you, of everyone, would accept me for who I am. And I thought it would celebrate my relationship with Giselle. That you would put those big arms on my shoulders, a smile on your face, and say, I'm happy for you. We would welcome her into the family. We could go on outings together on cloudy days, and maybe she could make something for us. She's a pretty good cook, after all. George would rifle through the basket before lunch, and Didier would scold him. I'd be there, watching, a proud smile on my face. As unlikely, as out of reach as I knew it was, I still dreamed of a life like that. I had the faintest hope that when we saw each other again, that dream might come true. Didier, I put my faith in you. So, my life came to an end. But that wasn't the end of the story. I don't know if what comes next could be called my story. The memories of these events linger in my soul. I'd been pierced by Didier's blade. I found myself looking down upon my corpse. I could have ever imagined I'd be made to witness my own misery even in death. I watched as my eldest brother dragged me to the place of my crucifixion. My soul, evidently still bound to my flesh, was dragged along with it, against my will, down to the nearby village. Frank.
The knights! The knights have returned from their holy quest! Oh, how we've awaited your arrival! How glorious it is to see you!
Waiting for us there was a cluster of villagers. A large cross lay on the ground in the center of the square, holding torches to form a crowd around the knights, several of them familiar faces. The men who had come to ransack the mansion were standing there, staring at my body in awe. James.
The Lord's judgment has been delivered unto the witch of the cursed mansion by his holy servants. No longer shall we live in fear of the curse befalling us. Eternal peace is assured. We have assembled all the tools you will need to execute your divine mission. A cross befitting of such a heinous sinner. That which threatened to curse us, sullied our pure ears with its blasphemy.
Done no such thing. I hadn't cursed anyone. I'd merely been defending myself. Been armed and outnumbered me. So I said what was necessary to chase them off.
Our poor harvest and our suffering at the hands of the greedy Lord were all the work of the witch.
Why then were they acting like I was at fault? Why was I the sinner? Why did I need to be judged? My soul trembled at the overwhelming fervor consuming the crowd, a zealous desire to see judgment cast. So I prayed, asked God to grant me the smallest of miracles, to let my voice reach my brother who carried my body. Please don't do this, Didier. Please, hear my voice. You know me better than that. You know I'd done nothing wrong. Those men smirking at the sight of my body, they're the ones putting the blame for the sins on me. Please, tell me you, at least, don't think I did those things. Don't put me on that cross. If his mother has sold me out to the church, then surely you can give me a respectable burial.
The nails and the rope for the crucifixion are here. We would have you, O knight, deliver the Lord's judgment to the defiled witch?
Didier, why do you say nothing? Why do you accept the tools this man presents you? Tools meant to punish me. Tell me, Didier. Frank.
Crucifixion! Crucify it!
Oh, someone else different.
Crucify the witch!
My brother lowered my corpse to the ground and began removing my clothing. That very moment, I realized the purpose of hanging someone from a cross. Overwhelmed by hopelessness, tears streamed down my wet face. Please, anything but that. I'm begging you. Don't expose me to these people. Don't expose my body, Didier. I'm begging you. Don't do it! Of course, my voice had no way of reaching him. He proceeded to remove my clothing, piece by piece. I was left fully nude. For a brief moment, unpleasant silence spread through the crowd. Erratic crackling of the torches was the only sound that could be heard in the square. And then, with a mocking laugh, one man spoke.
So there it is! The devilish creature.
Don't look at me! Please, look away! Let's just get it over with and burn me now! Burn my body! Please! One simple thing was all I was missing. Not a frame like a man. I lacked breasts of a woman. My heart was male. I was in love with a woman.
You sold your soul to the devil, and this is what you became. This frightful, reprehensible creature. To dare defile the sacred body God blessed you with.
Is that what people really thought of me? Was there no way to make them understand? Could they not possibly imagine how miserable it was to live in a body that didn't fit the shape of your soul? Was there no way to get through to them? Even the slightest bit. That's all I wanted was to be what I felt like I was. Was that really so heinous a crime? Please, Didier, stop this. Don't humiliate me any further. Please, just let me depart this world in peace. Carry my body away from this place. That's all I ask. If you can't do that, at least burn me instead. Didier. Didier. And then placed my body upon a cross. Bound my arms together at the wrists with rope. Then drove a nail through my palms. I couldn't look away. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't. My vision remained perfectly clear despite the constant stream of tears. When he was finished attaching my body to the cross, he and several other knights lifted it off the ground, planting it in the center of the village square. The villagers showered the knights with their praise and gratitude. Not for lack of trying, I was unable to get away from the cross. My soul was trapped there, along with my body. Didier didn't say a word the entire time. After a full day hanging there, grotesque blackest splotches began appearing on my lower body. Everyone saw it grimace in disgust. The knights, Didier included, had long since taken their leave, leaving my soul behind, curled up at the base of the cross. A constant stream of tears ran down my face. Despite all my prayers, I remained bound to that place, left to rot in the cross where my body. Passerbys threw rocks or spat at me. Children laughed. Mother warned her daughters to always obey God's teachings. By 48 hours, black feathered birds and maggots had appeared to devour my rotting flesh. I couldn't imagine any less pleasant a sight than my own body decaying in the sunlight, exposed for all to see. A group of children assembled in a square not far from the cross, and soon after, a competition began to see who could take down the evil witch. They gathered all the rocks they could find and started throwing them at my corpse as hard as they could. The stones ripped through my decomposing flesh, exposing bits of bone. Eventually, they settled on a winner. the one who had torn off the most flesh, went on their way. And when they were gone, the birds flocked in to take their place. The third day, night came and went. The sunrise on the fourth day, I received a visitor. Frank.
Watch your step, madam. The crucifix is this way.
After everything I've been through, I thought nothing more could possibly affect me. I sunk as far down to the abyss as I could go. However, Mother, I knew it was her instantly. She was older and bonier than I remembered. She had bags under her eyes so dark they looked like bruises. Her once lustrous blonde hair had faded almost white. I would always recognize my own mother. What are you doing here, Mother?
Father.
In the 13th year since I had last heard Mother's voice, I had grown raspy and weak. But there were still distinct traces in it of the woman who had raised me. I stayed by my bedside when I was sick. Though I lacked a physical body, I still felt a deep, piercing chill at the sound of her voice.
Father. This is not my daughter. I did not birth this accursed thing. No. I am her victim. For years, I have suffered at the hands of this witch. She stole my daughter away from me, tormenting me, endlessly tormenting me. Trying to ruin me. A demon. You're a demon!
Mother.
I despise you. You foul, hellish monster.
I loved you.
You took everything from me!
I could never bring myself to hate my birth mother.
I feel nothing but revulsion for you.
I loved you.
An eternity in the fires of hell would be too good for you!
I often disagreed with the things you said and did, but I still remember the feeling of your hand in mine as I lay sick in bed.
I have absolutely no relation to this demon!
I kept writing you letters, kept pretending to be a girl for you, 'cause I didn't want to hurt you.
This is not my daughter!
I couldn't stand doing it. Whenever I sat down to write one, it came out a horrible wreck, even worse off than before. But even so,
Send this monster straight to hell!
I didn't want to break you, Mother. I didn't want to push you any further off the edge.
Quickly, set me free of this accursed thing!
But I suppose I still did end up breaking you.
Please, be at ease, madam. The Lord has heard your prayers. He wants you to cast the demon into the cleansing fires. He wants you to show him that, as you say, you have no relation to this unholy thrall.
Gladly.
Gladly! I'll gladly send this vile creature to the deepest pits of hell with my own 2 hands!
Her eyes swirling with every hateful emotion imaginable. Mother took the torch from the priest and tossed it into the pile of straw spread around the base of the cross. The flame crackled as it spread upward, consuming my body and filling the square with the putrid stench of burning flesh. Through the cloud of smoke, I could see a faint smile on Mother's lips. Mother, I'm so sorry. You had to give birth to me. An inferno had devoured everything. The cross itself came crumbling down. My soul was finally released from that place. Or rather, I suppose it more shattered. The things I saw, the things I was made to watch, were harrowing. Morgana had been right. The anguish that came after knowing happiness was much greater than anything I had felt before. It eroded my spirit, drained me of the willpower to bear the sight of the world after death. Rather than give in to hatred like Morgana had, I despaired of myself. I didn't curse or bear a grudge against anyone. I prayed for my own extinguishment. My soul began to crumble, neither ascending to heaven nor falling into hell, but fading into darkness everlasting. My fingers were the first to go, then my eyes, and then my mouth. All sound vanished into nothingness. A beating heart, and all the emotions that once taken root within it, scattered like leaves upon the wind. My soul completely, wholly decomposed. I couldn't stand to allow my soul to return to the living world, no matter what it might have take residence in. Some length of time later, I began to hear a sound, muffled and indistinct. No longer a human form, had no ears to speak of, but the sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice.
Where are you? Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever. Ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long. I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon.
As if drawn in by the sound of that voice, bit by bit, I began regaining some of what I had lost. It took an incredibly long time. The body had so been ground to dust. I rejected myself, scattered it into the void. It takes several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces.
Michelle, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, fiery red eyes, snow-colored hair. Nothing else.
I thought my mind, my body, my spirit, and my heart had all been eradicated. But every time I heard that voice, I thought, I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. It's not so much a conscious idea as an instinctive force. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper, echoing in the emptiness, chasing after that tiny fleck of light, the one thing in the world that seemed to desire my presence.
Michelle, I'm no longer the girl I once was. I felt a thick cocoon around myself. A cocoon I can't break free of. An unprotected shell devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Michelle. Waiting for you inside my shell. Always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I've become? Please, Michelle. Get me out of here.
At long last, I found a ray of light I sought. An absolute certainty that if I followed it, I reached the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they'd given to me. And that sense of purpose was what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was so no easy task. Struggling to find it to its source, or my barely held together so thin to crumble apart once more. Again and again I lost myself. I can't account for much of my time chasing after that light. The gaps in my memory are large and frequent. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. When the two of us had a long-awaited reunion, neither of us were our old selves any longer. In my endeavor to return, I wore my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life. The darkness here reminds me of my time in the void, of the despair that filled my shattered soul as it sunk into the endless abyss, of the emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded into nothing.
Michelle, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born with a curse. Mare to born, bear an unfairly cruel fate. I am the only one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now. Not after I made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of that despair. Not after I revealed your every last secret to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, very soul, on the line for this woman. And even she would not accept you. But as I've said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't something people can accept. You believed that even if your family wouldn't, that even if your dear brothers wouldn't, Giselle would be able to accept you for you. That she alone was different. That she alone was special. That she alone wanted you in her life. That she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Michelle, hope exists to be crushed. And the stronger you cling to that hope, the more you have to lose. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you, scorning you, rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. Listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice.
Stop. Please. I don't want to hear it anymore. Make it stop.
Can you blame her, though? For hundreds of years she waited, trusting you. And you came back to her a woman. And once. If you think about it, you betrayed her first.
No, stop. Don't. I didn't.
Tell me, what was it like? How did it feel to be born and live as a woman? You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman, and yet your soul chose a female body to return in. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as the white-haired queen. First there was the kind, mild-mannered, flaxen-haired boy. You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. And then there was the deranged man-beast. By exposing your female body to him, you were able to temporarily contain his madness. And finally, there was the man obsessed with money and power. You were his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. You put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She was forced to watch again and again as the man she loved was reborn as a woman and had relations with other men. Would you like to know what you're doing right this moment, Michelle? You're crying. Crying as you have done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Michelle? You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and in heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, only partially male. The wounds still fresh and raw. Pierced by your brother whom you trusted completely. And the knights whose ranks you dreamed of joining. Even now your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal. Not so long as you remain yourself. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you, though. They are your own, and no one can erase them. You've lost everything, Michelle. Tell me, what do you have left? You were robbed of your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. And the love you thought you still had, well, she's gone and left you behind, too. And still you refused to curse anyone? Why do you not take what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to vengeance, and I'm offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear.
I cannot curse anyone.
You disappoint me, Michelle. But if that's what you want, if you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept we are not as similar as I had once thought. And as much as it pains me to do so, I will release you. I will even wish for your reconstruction into the body you desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man, never to set foot in this cursed mansion again. Imagine it. After waiting for so long, you will finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. To have a wife and create a happy family of your own. Wouldn't that be just lovely? I will make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life. All you have to do is walk out the door. It's that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Michelle.
I... Kate?
Don't listen to her. Don't trust anything she says. Don't trust anything she shows you. Michelle, you told me you believed in my love. That if it could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. Don't start doubting now. Open your eyes, Michelle. Look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Michelle. Will you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel? I would never, ever push you away. Do you remember what I said, Michelle? When you broke through the cocoon I had built around my... I said that I would never come to hate you. And I still stand by it. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. It doesn't matter what kind of past you had, and what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Michelle. I spent hundreds of years trapped in this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents, slowly losing my grip on myself until I'd been twisted so far I could tell them like stories with a cold smile on my face. Despite what I had become, You still took my hand. You still said you loved me. No matter what horrors you've experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Michelle.
Giselle.
Please have faith in me, Michelle. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me. Believe the real me.
You look backwards, Giselle. The truth is, I never once doubted you.
What?
I never doubted your love.
Michelle.
I despised myself. I hated that I was so weak I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantasm made to look like you. I didn't want you to see me like that. I didn't want you to know I was so weak. To see my past. To see me now, a pitiful, unsightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only in your memories, if only for you, I wanted to be gallant, to be a man. I wanted to be a man who never cried, who never showed weakness, who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know that I was so weak, that I was such a sad, frail person, and not even a real man.
Michelle.
I didn't want you to see that. Regarding was telling the truth. I opened the door to a past in order to bring you back. That wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out. Things that would make me look bad. There's no one as shameful or reprehensible as me.
No, Michelle. There's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remain true to yourself to the end. No matter how bad things go. Day after day you fought, all alone. Despite being put through hell. Yet you chose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone. Your father. I remember that day very well. I was too stupid to realize it at the time. But you did that for me. The one time you ever wanted to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did, perhaps, come off a bit inscrutable. But deep down, you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivations, simple and pure. Your heart full of kindness. Know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Michelle. Be proud of who you are.
That doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. The girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. I came back more than once, showing up a woman and then disappearing again, hurting you, completely unaware, pushing you away, leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what it did to you.
Faith in yourself, Michelle. Follow your heart. I know it was a secret you didn't want revealed, but for me, I couldn't be happier to know the truth, because it shows just how incredibly much you love me. And not only in life, the hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion. You spent searching for me. In that vast, empty, hopeless void, you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you had lost everything, your love for me still lived on. Even as it tore you apart, you kept fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memory don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could be suddenly so completely different person.
But, Giselle, how am I supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to believe that wasn't me? When everything about us is exactly the same.
You're not the white-haired girl, Michelle. Have faith in your own heart and the things you stand for. Have faith in your true self, in the person you are, the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl, and you never will be. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Michelle? I took your hand, and together we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself, but in the remnants of the months we shared here. Was the white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Michelle. No one else.
But that doesn't change what my body...
I know you, Michelle. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. Though we only share our love for a month in life, it was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. And you fought with everything you had to make it back to me. To get me out of here. You are the greatest man I've ever known.
Giselle! How is it? You always manage to see straight through me, Giselle. To make exactly what I want. That smile, the cigarette light in the endless dark. To say exactly what I so desperately yearned to hear. Verses sought for countless years. Giselle! I reach out for her. But she's begun to fade. Her outline hazy and blending into the surroundings. I manage to grab this empty air. More than anything to fear her warmth right now. There's a sensation of her skin against mine, but there's nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again.
Don't worry. I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere.
Giselle.
Put your hands on my shoulders. Wrap your arms around me.
I can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all.
You can, Michelle. I promise. Close your eyes. Now reach forward, slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger. That's my hair. Those are my eyes. And here are my lips. Here's my heart, where I keep all of the feelings you gave back to me. And my love for you. In body and in spirit, I'm all yours. Can you sense me here beside you?
I think I can.
Now, hold on and don't let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other, bound together by a love so amazingly powerful. Yet we only ever held hands a few times, and embracing is like some incredible achievement for us. And we're supposed to be full-grown adults, Kiss me, Michelle. We never got the chance while we were alive.
Giselle,
Or are you going to tell me to wait again?
not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin, white but not pallid. Slightly flushed cheeks, dimple-eyed smile. Her lips, which at times called me master, at times called me Michelle. Her entire being. This woman, who accepted me as a man, who, even in death, continued to bring me back from my darkest places. She's my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck, somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel warmth, which I thought I would never know again. The soft touch of her skin. And I envision her face before me, and I'm sure she is. Her eyes closed, and I press my lips against hers. It's a quick, clumsy affair, just a little peck. Not the kind of kiss two grown adults might be expected to share, but nonetheless, a gentle warmth spread through my body from the place our lips touched. It's a sensation so pleasant, so nice. I can hardly believe it's real. Our surroundings dissolve, and the world takes on a new face. A plain and tranquil light created by Giselle, into which the mansion's darkness slowly seeps. The difference is, now I'm not afraid to step back into it. All it took was that single, irreplaceable moment to change my everything. Though I can't see her there, I feel her presence right beside me. Her heart. That, too, she can feel mine. I won't falter anymore. I'm through hesitating, wavering about in fear of my own weakness. I will look to the future. I will believe in myself, because she believes in me. I'm done carrying the chains I created for myself. I have work to do. No more looking away from my responsibility. As the light dims and darkness begins to take over, I hear a voice in my ear.
Michelle, can I ask you to lend your hand to someone? You've set me free, and now I'd like for you to do the same for her. This is something I don't think anyone else can do. Only you can rid the mansion of its darkness. I'm here with you too. So let's open the final door together. The true final door. We can put an end to all this tragedy. I know we can. Now, off we go, Michelle. And do not let go of my hand.
Giselle. Reality fades back into view. I look at neither the endless, eroding darkness nor the visions of my past. The sea of blood is spreading in all directions. I'm standing at the top of the observation tower, outside the door. I've returned. Back in Morgana's world, her bitter, hate-filled, curse-fueled world.
To tell you the truth, I didn't see it this coming. This is my mansion, my domain. She was supposed to be locked up, but it would seem my will is not as absolute as I had thought. What would you call that? The power of love? Is that what allowed this to happen? Oh, trite. Where there's magic, miracle.
I can think of another reason she was able to escape. It's the only way I'll be able to find the power I need to cast off the darkness of this house. But first, before we do anything else, we must open this door.
Whatever nonsense that woman filled your head with, it certainly seems to have put some fight in those eyes. Well, good for you, my dear. A little confidence boost doesn't erase the fact that you are on the ground, crawling through the filth like a worm, tears streaming down your face as you try to ignore what lay before you. A little self-esteem isn't going to make you any less helpless when you step through that door.
And don't stop me from trying. I'm done acting like you're some inevitability, some force of nature. It's time for me to take a stand, Morgana. The air around the door has a distinct chill to it as I place my hand against the wood surface. My arms, once bloody and lacerated, are now whole again. I can feel my entire body, everything back in its rightful place. I'm taking a breath. Lift my head, focus my gaze on the door, and push it open. Resting on the back of my hand, I can feel another palm, soft and warm. Through the single window sitting high atop the wall shines a ray of light. A black butterfly flutters within the beam. Its form is indistinct, waving like a mirage as it slowly descends to the tower floor. And then, within the darkness, a person appears. Is that you, Morgana?
How does it feel to finally meet the real thing, my dear?
I knew you were young, but you really are still a child. Having heard her tale, I know she died still a girl. I know how she came to bear so much hatred for the world. But knowing and seeing are two very different things. Syra bony adolescent body is a painful reminder that she never had a chance to know happiness, to know adulthood before being robbed of her life.
I had assumed the monster would be your first reaction. The face and the body like things. How very sweet of you, Michelle. So tell me, what exactly do you mean to do now that you're here? Your ultimate goal was, as I understood it, to take Giselle home. And she's no longer here for me to return to you. She forgot my king. I'm exhausted what would mean of her soul to show herself to you. I cannot perceive even a trace of her presence any longer. Though I presume her soul shattered, dissipated into nothing.
No, she's right here beside me.
Is that so? You seem to believe as much anyway. Which only makes your presence here a bigger mystery. I know. You want revenge. I made you miserable while you were alive. And I continue to torment you in death. You entrusted me with Giselle's life, and I used her for my own end. You must despise me. Hatred fills you. You want to curse me, to kill me. My death could well mean the end of all this. Shall I grant you that wish?
She flicks a finger. The next second, a long sword clatters to the floor at my feet.
Take the blade in your hands, and like the knight of old who executed the witch, pierce my heart with it. Do now what should have happened then. You always wanted to be a knight, didn't you? Go on, pick it up! Show me your revulsion, my dear!
Morgana, I do have a reason for being here. I came to save you.
Did you hit your head on the way up? You came to save who?
I spent so long trying to look away, when I should have been trying to look deeper. To tell you the truth, your constant chattering in the darkness evoked more than annoyance in me. I empathize with your loneliness. I bear no hatred for you. It was my despair that brought you back to life, so it makes it my responsibility to end this.
My own wish has given me all the redemption I need, my dear. Or should I be expecting another self-righteous lecture about how hatred does you no good? Brilliant, Michelle, brilliant! Do you have any idea how absurdly presumptuous you're being? Trying to force your idea of redemption onto someone who has no interest in it?
If the tale you showed me was the whole truth, then I would have said you could revile those heartless men as much as you pleased. I refuse to believe that's the whole story. The men I saw beyond the first 3 doors had genuine concerns and worries. They felt things, real human emotions. Those things ultimately led them down a path of destruction. Wanting to do something nice for the one you care about. Being disgusted at things you have done. Hiding your urges from those around you. You certainly couldn't call them good men, but they were real people with real conflicts.
So you're saying I'm lying? Well, I can't say I blame you. Who would believe the word of a witch?
I don't think you falsify your account, Morgana. The tragedy, no, the grisly reality you described. I don't doubt any of that happened. You wouldn't be here otherwise. I've learned something in my years. Reality exists from more than one's perspective.
Doesn't change what happened. That two-faced young man deceived me. Beast severed my arm. And the greedy, power-hungry lord used me for his own personal gain.
Events by themselves do not tell the whole story. Only when you take into account their circumstances, what they thought and felt, their perspectives. Only then can you say you've reached the truth.
Your point being? Are you going to march down to where their souls are and ask them for their perspective? Don't waste your breath. They'll only tell you what benefits themselves the most.
Then we do it our way. We open the door to your past.
And if I refuse? This is my domain, my world. It operates in accordance to my will. The door won't open unless I allow it to.
Were you aware, Morgana, that I recovered my first memory in front of a mirror?
You what?
The same mirror Giselle used to practice her smile. In all those hundreds of years, bits of her memory came to reside within it. Every time she stood before that mirror, she had me in her heart. And next, I saw one of my own memories play out in my bedchamber. was the first day after we opened the windows when she let the morning sun into my room. That day was a turning point in my life.
And why are you telling me this?
Because it means this world doesn't belong only to you. It's also hers. And mine. And that is why she was able to break free. Your wish is without question the most powerful of anyone's here. You have more authority over this place than anyone else. There's no denying your position as master of this mansion. But Giselle and I, we too have influence over this domain. I was the one who resurrected you, and she who served as your guide. So the door will appear, where not is your will. Their souls reside here as well. They may spin convenient tales, but the memories engraved upon their souls can tell no lies. All the pieces are on the board. The door will open.
Say the door does open. What does that change? Nothing those men may have thought or felt can take back what they did to me. This rotting, broken creature they turned me into. I don't care what was going through their heads. They will never have my forgiveness. My hatred is unwavering. My wish will not be undone so easily. Their souls shall suffer for all eternity.
Before we begin, Morgana, let's get one last lingering question out of the way.
And what might that be?
Who the white-haired girl is?
That's your lingering question? We've already established.
That was you, Morgana.
So, in a desperate plea to deny you came back as a woman, you're now trying to make me into her? That is perhaps the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That was you, my dear. Don't avert your eyes. You must face reality.
I'm not averting my eyes. I'm not in denial. I have faith. Faith that I only made it back to this mansion once, when I woke in a rocking chair beside the fireplace.
Nevertheless, that hardly justifies accusing me of being that foolish girl. How could you possibly think I was her? Never have I not been present in these walls. Not even while she was alive and in the claws of tragedy. My hair is not white, nor my eyes red. And look at this horrid, festering face. How could I ever become her?
How his soul appears is irrelevant in this case, Morgana. We'll uncover the truth about you. Things only you don't know. I can show you that you are, in fact, the white-haired girl. In that moment, will your reality be rewritten?
If you're so confident, then be my guest. Find out for yourself just how little you're capable of.
Blackness fills the observation tower once more. Morgana fades into the distance, leaving me alone in the dark stream. As the darkness I've seen, felt, and been consumed by numerous times since arriving at the mansion. This time, I welcome it, praying that beyond it lies its truth with the power to release it all from the house's grip. This next tale has no narrator. I won't sit back and listen as someone recounts the path of fate for me. No. have to find a path for myself this time. I don't know what awaits me beyond the black, but no matter what it may be, so long as I have the power to provide redemption, I must never put down my sword. Now, let us open the door. The final door. Noah.
I brought you some food.
English accent, please.
I brought you some food. You have to eat something. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on. Please.
Duck.
Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whenever she pleases.
But she's not going to last much longer.
James.
The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we lose our supply of blood. If she won't eat, we lose our supply of blood.
That's not what I meant.
Leave it there.
Well, we'll be back.
Do you really have to go?
Noah, continue.
Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now.
And when do you suppose you'll be back?
Tomorrow, same time as today.
And you'll have enough time to talk then? Will you?
Yeah.
Are you hiding something from me? You're acting kind of funny.
You're my sister. I wouldn't keep anything from you.
You're not. You're not yourself, though.
What's so different about me?
Well, you're not acting much like a prince.
Ah, right. Of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince. Same as always. Good night, Nellie. My princess. How did I end up in this mess? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone Get me out of here. Take this thing somewhere far away. Tell me, it's not all my fault. Oh, God. I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone. Anyone. Get me out of here.
Look, look. The stars. They're beautiful. Though with it so bright out, I worry someone might see us.
Duck.
Everyone's long gone.
This is Ducks.
Oh, sorry.
Everyone's long gone.
I hope so.
Are you ashamed?
A little. But I still want to be with you.
Have you ever considered leaving the convent?
You can't just stop being a nun, you know. It's not that simple. I've made vows, sworn my life to the service of God.
I was not aware. I don't know much about this land's traditions.
If I were to leave the church, it would have to be in my next life. I'd like to be a normal girl. Lead a normal life. Get married. Have kids. Before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, it was an uneventful life. But it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream.
That sounds very peaceful.
I hope we can be together in our next lives too. Have a nice, quiet life together. It'll be a city on the water, looking out over a beautiful, glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky spreading as far as the eye can see. The sound of the seabirds squalling by the port. The two of us, sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
It certainly does. I would love that.
James.
The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival.
Giselle. Kate.
Wake up. Please wake up. Come on. Open your eyes. Michelle.
So bright. Outside? The light feels like needles in my eyes. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. Sun glares mercilessly overhead. A gentle breeze blows past, new birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. So much time has passed since I've been the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. No, not almost. What's going on? What on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived?
Michelle!
Huh?
Oh, thank goodness you can hear me. Good morning, Master. Hope you slept well.
Giselle, is that voice really you?
I swear it's me. 100%. Not that mean old phony. So don't you worry.
No, I believe it's you. I just was not expecting to be here to hear you here.
I did say I'd always be by your side.
I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere.
Well, I'm not exactly sure myself.
You don't know?
I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me. Like a black smoke turning in the darkness. Feels a lot like inside the... But I don't think I'm actually in the mansion.
So you're still trapped in a void then?
I can see a shimmering light off in the distance, through the fog, and I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. See the trees rustling, hear birds singing. I can't see you, though. So I assumed I was seeing through your eyes. And I thought I'd try getting your attention.
So that means you can see everything I can?
Seems so. Though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you.
I wish I could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place, even. It's a bizarre sensation. Where I could see and feel the worlds through the other doors. It was strictly in the capacity of an observer. We're merely watching, not actually present in the tales. This time, it's like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world as a participant. It's all so vivid. Everything the mansion lacked, it's all here. I can feel it so clearly. I wish I could have been the one to experience this.
It's okay, Michelle. I know you'll dispel this darkness I'm in. Won't you?
I will.
I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice. And being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle.
I too am glad to know you're there. Get a chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't shown up, I wouldn't be here.
Oh no, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There are so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous. So many I love yous. Hey now, is that really the best response you've got? Surely you can do better than that.
You're embarrassing me.
I am somewhat disappointed by one thing, though. I can't get any hugs or kisses since I'm not there in person. Oh, come on. You're not very good at this, are you?
You're not very good at picking up on how much you're embarrassing me.
I'd expect at the very least me too.
We should stop by figuring out when and where exactly this is.
You're not even trying, are you?
Doing the best I can. Please don't ask any more of this than this of me.
It's okay, though. I might not be able to see you, but we're together either way. You know, Shell, I think I might be able to help, too. While I can't be there in person, I can give you ideas, another point of view when you're not sure about something. With the two of us together, we'll find a way through this.
Yes, we will.
Where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings, list out exactly what we need to take care of?
It's not a bad idea. I'm a bit frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth.
What? Why?
I assume we'd just be observers, like with other doors, searching their memories for clues. I expect I'll actually be thrown into the era.
True. It's not at all like the other doors.
No matter how the rules may change, I'll see this through to the end. But I guess it's correct, we're at the route of Morgana's past. Do we need to uncover the truth behind those events? Or rather, three men's circumstances. What they felt, what drove them. My gut tells you there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. I could be wrong, and it's possible that if I'm right, what we find won't do anything to quell her hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. It needs something bigger. Something she could never have imagined. Something that would turn her entire worldview on its head.
The white-haired girl might be a good place to... She showed up at the mansion again and again, as though led there by some supernatural force. And she was involved with all three men in some way. I can't think of anyone else with such deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that the Morgana we knew and the white-haired girl could be the same person.
They're about as different as two people can be. Which actually leads me to believe there's something there.
There must be something. Some secret we haven't figured out yet that we can use. So let's find it.
It won't be easy.
If we are in the past, though, I wonder, maybe we could change it? This could be a huge chance for us.
Change the past.
Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever leads them down this path.
There's an idea. It's actually possible. Maybe we can do something. The question is this world really...
Now I'm getting kind of bummed. I've got my game face on, and I'm ready to do this.
Doesn't do much good if no one can see it.
It's a figure of speech. Okay, first things first. We need to find the mansion. Morgana should be at the top of the observation tower. And the three men shouldn't be too far off either. So the question is, where are we?
Do you recognize the surroundings at all? I never really left the mansion, so I'm not especially familiar with the lay of the land.
Give me a little spin, would you?
As she requests, I slowly spin around in a circle. Through the dense woods, I spot a cluster of what appears to be stone formations. Squinting to get a better look, I realize the buildings. Still decently far out, but appears to be at the edge of a city.
I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while.
It's a bit big for a village.
Don't you remember what Amedee said about the village's history?
Amedee, that bastard.
Michelle, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you?
Wouldn't dream of it. Yes, I remember. He said it was once much larger. It was destroyed in a single week by the witch's curse. Except rather than a curse, it was probably diseased. Is that the same city? And fits with what Morgana said happened.
I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge on the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead to the mansion. So let's head down to the city.
Alright.
You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous you might have to talk to someone? Don't worry, you've got me here.
Don't treat me like I'm some anti-social.
You're not?
No, that's not what's bothering me. It's something about this whole thing feels off. This world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things. But now's not the time for that. We need to get moving. Let's go. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion like she said. Nothing else comes after that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet, the grass flattening. As I weave my way through the trees towards the city, the sensation of having a living flesh and blood body slowly returns.
Uh,
A white-haired man just appeared out of nowhere. And he's talking to himself. I gotta get away before he does something.
Hold it right there, Mell. You don't get to call me crazy and then just run off.
How do you know my name?
How? Why wouldn't I? We were just in a mansion together.
Huh? Mansion? What are you talking about?
Right. He hasn't become the shadow in the mansion yet.
I doubt I would forget seeing someone as unusual as you. Who are you? And where did you come from?
Where? I like to know that myself.
Say something, Michelle. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension.
Improvisation is exactly my strong suit. Let's sleep in a tree.
It sure looked like you just popped out of nowhere.
You imagine it. You're so sudden your mind misinterpreted what you saw. Is that too much of a stretch?
Yeah, you're right. I must have been seeing things. People can't just appear out of thin air. On nice days like this, I'll sometimes climb a tree and take a nap too. And then roll over and fall flat on my face. So I can relate.
Michelle, napping in a tree. I can't even imagine it.
Me neither. Also, it seemed that, like Morgana's, I'm the only one who can hear Giselle's voice.
But that doesn't explain how you know my name.
You know. You look a lot like an acquaintance of mine. Imagine my surprise when it turns out you're the same name too. That's definitely pushing it.
Oh. Yeah, that happens to me every now and then too. Jeez, you had me spooked for a second there.
Well, on one hand, I'm glad he bought it. I feel perhaps he's a little too trusting.
He's the kind of guy who just keeps on walking when he runs across something out of the ordinary, pretending he didn't see a thing.
Not the most admirable traits, but we're in the clear.
I assume you're from the city then, if you're out here.
Actually, no. A wanderer of sorts.
Oh. Huh. Did you come by to see the Harvest Festival then?
Harvest Festival?
You don't know about it then?
3 days from now, we're holding a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest.
3 days. Morgana died when the bell tolled noon on the day of the festival, which means they got that much time left.
This will be the first time we've held the festival, so we're hoping to make it into a big event. Something really memorable.
A young girl is dying behind the scenes of this seemingly pleasant celebration.
If her death is 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it.
Can I ask you to show me the way to the church? Why don't you join in on the festivities?
Sure, yeah. Of course. The church's doors are open to all, friends and family and wanderers alike. It's not far. Follow me.
Thank you. It didn't occur to me until now, but this really is a strange experience. This is a boy from a completely different time period, who I would have never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well, which means Morgana's wish for the reconstruction was actually granted. This Mell doesn't seem like any different a person than the one I observed through the first door. Yet he played a part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing he would voluntarily involve himself, though.
I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mell in record time.
She's interacted with him and others before, so I guess this doesn't feel strange to her.
You don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, isn't it?
Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Can you hear me?
How are you doing that?
I have a lot of experience talking to ghosts.
That really drives home how bizarre things were for you in that mansion.
Were you not in similar circumstances when it was you and Morgana together?
Yeah, now that you mention it. What a bizarre time we both had in that mansion.
You're just now realizing this? So, what's your impression of him?
My impression? That he's the same Mell as always?
In a little more detail?
That he's an amicable young man. Nice enough to show a complete stranger around.
I agree. Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. It doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious.
He had to have had a reason.
We need to figure out what that was. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. I just gotta put the knowledge I already have to good use.
Oh, that reminds me.
Huh? Something that might explain it?
No, about Morgana. When you were alive, she was always right there with you, like I am now, right?
Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care when or where. She would just start talking whenever she felt like it.
Whenever?
For the most part, yes. Anytime she wanted. Giselle?
You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut. Promise.
What?
You said that you feel like you're alive again, right?
My five senses all seem to be working in order.
Which means you'll also be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and, you know...
Huh?
I'll have to go to the bathroom. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it.
Thanks. Who would possess her to bring that up? Does she even realize what she's saying?
Oh gosh, now I'm red as a tomato.
That answers that. Moving right along, we need to discuss how we're going to go about this.
Right, that.
The Harvest Festival is our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. We need a plan for when we arrive at the mansion.
How about we spill their secret? Tell everyone about the girl that they've got locked up in the tower and force them to set her free. Surely they wouldn't stand for that.
Perhaps, but would anyone believe me? If I walked in and said I came from the future, and that I know what's going to happen, would anyone actually buy that?
Sure, with enough convincing.
If I did manage to convince them, the tower door is locked in Morgana's rendition to the tale. I need 3 keys to get inside. Mell should be one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower.
True.
If Giselle is right, we can save Morgana and change the future. And that would, indeed, solve everything. But something about this whole situation still doesn't sit right with me. I had to do more than just set her free of that tower. I had to find the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I'd like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now.
Okay, I'll do whatever I can to help.
I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation's not exactly my strong suit.
Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid.
It's a bit too late if I've already said it.
Anyway, step 1 is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make contact with the other 2 men, much less get Morgana out of there if we're not staying nearby.
I'll do what I can.
We're almost there. See the big building in the distance? That's the church.
It is the same mansion, as I suspected.
Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, so disheartening.
Are happening as we speak. In the tower seen in the distance. Morgana's locked up, all alone.
I wish we could just march in there and set her free.
If getting to the tower were our only goal, we could probably force our way in with a little work.
Is something the matter?